It's time again for the latest news from the solar PV industry, compiled by the American Solar Energy Society. I'm Jay Warmke with SolarPVTraining.com, and this is the news from the solar industry for the week of May 12th. Well, the Energy Industry Administration, or the EIA, is projecting that electric generation within the United States is going to grow about 2% in 2024 and an additional 1% in 2025. Now, whether this growth rate is enough remains to be seen. For the last 2 decades or so, about 20 years, demand or load demand within the U.S. has remained pretty stable, with energy efficiencies such as energy-saving appliances offsetting any potential load demand increases. But all that's about to change. Now, Goldman Sachs has projected, just for one example, that data centers, which currently consume about 3% of all of the electricity used in the United States, are going to triple their load demands over the next 5 to 6 years, largely due to the implementation of artificial intelligence applications. Put on top of that the fact that we are transitioning to electric vehicles. Now, at the same time, existing coal power plants and even a lot of natural gas power plants are being retired at an ever-increasing rate. EIA projects that the new energy sources that'll dominate the grid will be coming from wind and particularly from solar. In fact, over the next 2 years, they're suggesting that solar energy is going to increase about 75% in that 2-year period. Renewables energy share will increase from 21% in 2023 up to about 24% of the grid's generating capacity in 2025. Now, as impressive as this growth rate has been for renewables within the U.S., raising in the last decade from being only about 13% up to about 21% this year, it still lags far behind the rest of the nations in the globe. A new report from the Energy Institute finds that the world is now getting about 30% of all of its electricity from renewable sources. While hydro is far and away the largest source of clean energy, wind and solar are gaining quite rapidly in recent years. The study found that 102 nations get actually more than 30% of their power from renewables, and 69 nations worldwide actually get more than half of their power from clean sources. The U.S. ranks 126th amongst nations as far as the percent of power that we get from renewables, and nearly last amongst first world industrialized nations. A new analysis from the energy think tank Ember has found that solar is actually the fastest growing new energy technology in history. The world's gone through a number of energy transitions over the years, and now we're going through another energy transition. It's just happening at a much faster rate. The analysis looked at how long it took for a new technology to grow from 100 terawatt hours of annual electric generation up to 1,000 terawatt hours, or basically a 10-fold increase. Now, for hydro, that took 39 years. For coal, it took 32 years to grow that much. Natural gas took 28 years. Nuclear came on board and was up to that scale in only 12 years. So was wind. But solar has made the transition in only 8 years, jumping from 100 terawatt hours in 2013 to 1,000 terawatt hours in 2021. And you may have heard that Tesla is having a rough year. Their stock price is down. Also, sales are down for 2024. But while Tesla is struggling, the rest of the EV manufacturers here in the United States seem to be doing quite well. Tesla still dominates as far as EV sales, but Ford has seen their EV sales increase 97%. EV sales for Rivian, Hyundai, Mercedes, BMW, Kia and Cadillac have also seen strong sales at the beginning of this year. Now, Tesla remains number 1 and number 2 in EV sales in America with their Model Y and their Model 3, respectively. In third place is the Ford Mustang Mach-E. In fourth place is the Rivian R1S vehicle. Fifth place is the Ford F-150 Lightning. And in sixth place is the Chevy Bolt. Now, on the world market, things are a bit different. The Chinese manufacturers dominate, along with the German manufacturers, for EV sales. In 2022, Chinese manufacturer BYD overtook Tesla. They actually last year sold 1 million more vehicles than did number 2 Tesla. In third place, a distant third place, is BMW. Then followed fourth place by Chinese manufacturer GAC Aion, A-I-O-N, then Volkswagen comes in, and then in sixth place is another Chinese manufacturer, Wuling Motors. And that is the news from the solar industry for this week. We'll see you next week.